Hello friends, today we are discussing about the anti-epileptic drugs lecture 2. So first of all, learning objective. At the end of the lecture, students should know individual anti-epileptic drug and their characteristic like carbamazepine, phenobarbital, ethosuximide, valproic acid, benzodiazepine, lamotrigine, gabapentin and newer anti-epileptic drugs and remaining anti-epileptic drugs. Then general principle of symptomatic treatment with the anti-epileptic drugs and treatment of the different types of the epilepsy. In the first lecture, we discussed the which are the different type of the epilepsy, what is the mechanism of the action, what is the pathophysiology of the epilepsy. So in the mechanism action, we say in the first lecture that different four type of the mechanism of action of the epilepsy. First of all, first one, that is the sodium channel inactivation. Second one, inhibition of the glutaminergic transmission. Third one, increase the GABA chloride channel opening, so increase the GABA. And fourth one, inhibition of the T type of the calcium channel. So now in the last lecture we discussed individual drug, that is the phenytoin and the fosphenytoin. So in this lecture we discuss the remaining drug. So we start from the carbamazepine. The carbamazepine, there is pharmacological action is resembled to the phenytoin, but important difference that is in the experimental model. Carbamazepine modified the maximum electroshock seizure as well as the raise threshold. Okay, so that is the difference from the phenytoin. Their mechanism of action of the carbamazepine, they produce the high frequency neuronal discharge are inhibited and presynaptic action may decrease the transmitter release. Action on the sodium channel, prolongation of the inactivated state is similar to the phenytoin. Carbamazepine exert a lithium-like therapeutic effect in mania and bipolar mood disorder. So these drugs are also used in the mania and the bipolar mood disorder. It also an antidiuretic action, probably by increase the ADH action, antidiuretic hormone action on renal tubule. So that is the about the carbamazepine. Now their adverse effect. Carbamazepine produce the dose-related neurotoxicity like sedation, vertigo, ataxia. Also, sometimes in the higher dose, they produce the vomiting, diarrhea, and worsening of the seizure. At the acute intoxication of the carbamazepine, produce the coma, convulsion, and cardiovascular collapse. Carbamazepine also show the hypersensitivity reaction like rashes, photosensitivity, aplastic anemia, and mild leukopenia also seen by the carbamazepine. Water retention and hyponatremia can also occur in the elder patient because this increase the antidiuretic hormone action. And lastly, they contraindicated in the pregnancy because this increase the incidence of the minor fetal malformation as reported. It combination with valproate, they increase the double chances of the teratogenic frequency. So that is the adverse effect. Now next one is that interaction. Carbamazepine is an enzyme inducer, can reduce the efficacy of the haloperidol and oral contraceptive pills. Metabolism of the carbamazepine is induced by phenobarbital, phenytoin, and vice versa. Erythromycin, fluoxetine, isoniazid inhibit the metabolism of the carbamazepine. Now, where we are using this carbamazepine? So most commonly we are using or most effective drug in the CPS means complex partial seizure, and also very commonly used the generalized tonic-clonic seizure and simple partial seizure. Next use in the trigeminal and the related neuralgia. Carbamazepine is drug of choice in the trigeminal neuralgia because this neuralgia is characterized by attack of the high intensity electricity, electric shock, like or stabbing pain set off by even trivial stimulation of certain trigger zone in the mouth or on the face. So basically, this carbamazepine inhibit this high intensity electric shock. So they are using in the trigeminal neuralgia. Also, carbamazepine is a not analgesic, but they are specifically action are used in the neuralgia. Carbamazepine also used in the mania, manic depressive illness, and acute mania, alternative to lithium. Carbamazepine is not useful in the diabetes, traumatic, and other type of the neuropathic pain. Next, oxcarbamazepine. This new congener of the carbamazepine is rapidly converted to an active metabolite. Toxic effect due to the epoxide metabolite by carbamazepine is avoided. Drug interaction and autoinduction of own metabolism are less marked because it is a weak enzyme inducer as compared to the carbamazepine. Risk of hepatotoxicity is estimated to lower than the carbamazepine. Indications are same as carbamazepine but may be better tolerated as compared to carbamazepine. This is about the carbamazepine. Next one is that eslicarbamazepine. This is the prodrug which is rapidly converted in the liver, the same active metabolite by oxcarbamazepine. As such, it has same range of therapeutic and toxic effect but is suitable for once a daily dosing. It approved as add-on drug for partial seizure with or without generalization only in adults. So this is about the eslicarbamazepine. Next one is that phenobarbital. So this is already covered in your sedative hypnotics, but we discuss important part in the epilepsy role of the phenobarbital, role of phenobarbital in epilepsy. This phenobarbital enhancement of the GABA-A receptor mediated synaptic inhibition appear to be most important mechanism. So basically phenobarbital increase the GABA. Quantitative difference in the different facet of the action like GABA facilitatory, GABA mimetic, anti-glutamate, calcium entry reduction have been noted for phenobarbital as compared to the hypnotic barbiturates. Okay, so higher anticonvulsant hypnotic activity ratio of the phenobarbital may be due to its minimal effect on the calcium channels and glutamate release compared to hypnotic barbiturates. Major drawback of phenobarbital as an anti-epileptic is sedative action. But when we use the continue, this sedation action is wanes off, but not the anticonvulsant action. It wide spectrum anticonvulsant property raise threshold as well as the limit the spread and suppress the kindling seizure. So this drug used in the epilepsy. If we use the long-term administration, maybe produce the additional side effect like behavior abnormality, decrease the intelligence, impairment of learning and memory, hyperactivity in the children, mental confusion in the older peoples. Okay, so these are the drawback of the phenobarbital when we use in the long-term administration. Uses of the phenobarbital is effective in the generalized tonic-clonic seizure, simple partial seizure, and complex partial seizure. But in infrequently used nowadays because they have a behavior and dulling side effect. So generally we does not prefer because newer anti-epileptic drug which we are using and another safe drug is available. So phenobarbital we generally does not prefer. They can be used in the status epilepticus by intramuscular and intravenously, but drawback is response is slow as compared to other drug. It is not effective in the absence and atonic seizure. Next drug is that primidone, a deoxybarbiturates which is converted by liver to phenobarbital and phenylethyl melonemide. About one-third primidone is excreted unchanged by kidney. Dose-to-dose primidone is less potent but anti-epileptic efficacy is similar to phenobarbital. It is seldom used now in generalized tonic-clonic seizure and partial epilepsy, mainly an adjuvant to phenytoin and the carbamazepine. So generally we does not prefer nowadays, but sometimes we can use is a add-on therapy. Adverse effects are similar to phenobarbital. In addition to the phenobarbital, there are some specific side effects like anemia, leukopenia, psychotic reaction, and lymph node enlargement occurs rarely. Next drug we discuss about the ethosuximide. Basically, these drugs are only used in the absence seizure. Primary action appear to exerted on the thalamocortical system, which is involved in the generation of the absence seizure. So basically, they act on the thalamocortical system. Thalamic neuron exhibit prominent T transient current, which is low threshold calcium current. They act as a pacemaker and amplify repetitive spike. Ethosuximide selectively very suppress the T current without affecting other type of the calcium and sodium current. These correlate well with the selective action in the absence seizure. In the absence seizure, EEG show the characteristic bilateral 3 Hz spike and wave rhythm we already discussed in the absence seizure. So their mechanism of action is that they inhibit the T type of the calcium channels. Adverse effect, dose related side effect are gastrointestinal intolerance, tiredness, mood changes, agitation, headache, drowsiness, inability to concentrate, disc crisis occurs rarely. Use already I said you primary indication for the isosacimide is the absence seizure. Nowadays valproate is preferred in the absence seizure. Sometimes this drug can be also used in the myoclonic seizure. Next we discuss about the valproic acid or sodium valproate. Valproate is more potent in blocking pentylene tetrazole seizure than in the modifying maximum electroshock, but phenytoin like suppression of high frequency neuronal firing has been demonstrated at therapeutic concentration, effective in partial seizure and generalized tonic-clonic seizure as well as absence seizure, myoclonic seizure and atonic seizure. Important about the valproic acid is mechanism of action. Valproic acid show the multiple mechanism. Almost all the mechanism which we discuss of the anti-epileptic drug that have valproic acid. So first mechanism of action is the phenytoin like frequency dependent prolongation of the sodium channel inactivation. That is the first mechanism. Second one is weak attenuation of the T type of the calcium channel. Then enhance the release of the inhibitory transmitter GABA due to inhibition of its degradation as well as probably by increase its synthesis from the glutamic acid and blockage of the excitatory NMDA glutamate receptors. So this is about the mechanism of action. All the mechanism sodium channel blocking, T type the calcium channel, increase the GABA and inhibits the excitatory neurotransmitter. Their half-life is around 10 to 15 hours, but anti-conversion effect are longer than that. Next, we discuss about their side effect. So there is you see there valproate that is Minomics. So V from vomiting and nausea, A for anorexia, L for liver toxicity, P for pancreatitis, R for retention of the weight, O for edema, A for alopecia, T for teratogenicity and tremor, E for enzyme inhibition. Mostly important in this if we use in the pregnancy they can produce the spina bifida and other neural tube defect. So should be avoided in the pregnancy. As compared to other drug, this drug valproate does not produce the cognitive and behavior effect. Okay, so these are the advantage as compared to other drugs. Next, we discuss about the interaction and their uses. In the interaction, valproate increase the plasma level of the phenobarbital and lamotrigine by inhibiting their metabolism. It displaces the phenytoin from protein binding site and decreases its metabolism. So, because of this, phenytoin toxicity occurs. Valproate inhibits the hydrolysis of the active epoxide metabolism of the carbamazepine. If you use the clonazepam and valproate, they are contraindicated in the absence seizure because they can produce the absence status may be precipitate. Fetal malformation are common, already I said you. So valproate and carbamazepine are never be given with the combination. Uses valproic acid is mostly used in the almost all the condition in the first choice of the drug. Valproic acid is the drug of choice in the absence seizure because of the good tolerability. First line drug in the partial seizure and generalized tonic-clonic seizure. Valproic acid is most effective for the myoclonic seizure, also used in the atonic seizure, mania and bipolar illness, alternative to lithium, and sometimes used in the panic attack. And valproic acid are also used in the migraine. Next, divalproex, semi-sodium valproate. It is the coordination compound of the valproic acid with the sodium valproate 1:1 concentration. Oral absorption is lower but bioavailability is the same. Gastric tolerance may be better. Divalproex is primarily used in the mania and bipolar illness but may be employed in the epilepsy same way as in the valproic acid. So generally this drug nowadays used in the mania and the bipolar disorder. Next, we discuss about the benzodiazepine. In this, four drug we are using in the epilepsy: clonazepam, clobazam, diazepam, and lorazepam. Already, this benzodiazepine is discussed in your sedative hypnotic chapter. So, important part of the anti-epilepsy we discuss here. So, important in the clonazepam, they are using in the absence seizure. Other than that, it also useful adjuvant to the myoclonic and akinetic epilepsy. Sometimes benefit in the infantile spasm, and clonazepam are also suppress the acute mania. So this is about the clonazepam. Clobazam, this useful anti-epileptic efficacy in partial, secondary, and generalized tonic-clonic seizure as well as absence and atonic seizure, including some refractory cases. Sedation and psychomotor retardation are less prominent as compared to the other benzodiazepine. It generally used the adjuvant to other anti-epileptic drugs like carbamazepine, valproate, lamotrigine when monotherapy is inadequate. So clobazam most commonly used when add-on therapy. Then diazepam, they are first line drug for the emergency control of the convulsion. They are using in the status epilepticus, tetanus, eclampsia, convulsion due to drug poisoning. But the drawback is when we use injection, they produce the thrombophlebitis. Other drawback is they produce the marked fall in the BP and respiratory depression can occur. Rectal installation of the diazepam is nowadays preferred in the febrile convulsion in the children. Last benzodiazepine we discussed, that is the lorazepam. Lorazepam are better suited than the diazepam in the status epilepticus or for emergency control of the convulsion because they produce the lesser local thrombophlebitis complication and more sustained action than the diazepam, which is rapidly redistributors. So as compared to the diazepam and lorazepam, nowadays lorazepam is preferring the status epilepticus condition. So this is about the benzodiazepine. Now next we discuss about the lamotrigine. This is the newer anticonvulsant, have a carbamazepine like action. Their mechanism of action is that prolongation of the sodium channel inactivation and suppression of high frequency firing has been demonstrated. It also directly blocks voltage sensitive sodium channel, thus stabilize the presynaptic membrane and preventing the release of the excitatory neurotransmitter, mainly glutamate and the aspartate. This may account for its broader spectrum of anti-seizure efficacy. Lamotrigine is a broad-spectrum antiepileptic, initially found useful as add-on therapy in refractory cases of the partial seizure and generalized tonic-clonic seizure. It has nowadays also used as a monotherapy. This drug, other than that, they are also using in the absence seizure, myoclonic seizure, or akinetic seizures. Successfully, this drug useful. In some comparative trials, lamotrigine has been found to be better tolerated than the carbamazepine or phenytoin. Negative effect on the cognitive function is not reported. So this is about the advantage of the newer anticonvulsant drug lamotrigine. The next one is that gabapentin. This is the lipophilic GABA derived cross the brain and enhance the GABA release, but does not act as an agonist on GABA A receptor. It modifies the maximum electroshock as well as the inhibit the PTZ induced clonic seizure. Gabapentin and its newer congener pregabalin a specific analgesic effect in the neuropathic pain. Recently, they have been found to modulate the neuronal voltage calcium channel which contain alpha 2 delta 1 subunit. It postulated that decreased entry of the calcium into presynaptic neuron through this channel could reduce the glutamate release and lowering neuronal excitability. However, whether alpha 2 delta 1 channel modulate or GABA enhancing action or both are responsive for the action of the anticonvulsant analgesic effect of the gabalin or pregabalin is not known. Next is gabapentin reduce the seizure frequency in the refractory partial seizure with or without generalization. Also useful in the monotherapy in the simple partial seizure and complex partial seizure, but generally they are using in the add-on therapy. Gabapentin are also first line for the neuropathic pain due to diabetic neuropathy and post-herpetic neuralgia, and also prophylactic effect in the migraine, and lastly they are using in the alternative drug for the phobia state. So this is about the gabapentin. Next, pregabalin. These are the newer congener of the gabapentin, similar pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic and clinical indication in the seizure disorder, particularly used in the neuropathic pain. Sedative effects are less prominent as compared to the gabapentin. So this is about the advantage of the pregabalin. Next drug is that levetiracetam. Clinical efficacy has been demonstrated both as adjuvant medication as well as monotherapy in refractory partial seizure with or without generalization. Mechanism does not know what is the mechanism, but probable mechanism, they bind selectively synaptic vesicle of protein SV2A, and this may alter the release of the glutamate or GABA across the synapse. So because of this they produce the anti-seizure activity. They also inhibit the N type of the calcium channel which may affect the intracellular calcium release. Because of the good tolerability, levetiracetam is being increasingly used in the partial seizure and myoclonic epilepsy, mainly in the add-on drug For generalized tonic-clonic seizure and absence seizure, it is the second line. This drug is contraindicated in the below 4 years of the children. Then next drug is that topiramate. It appear act by the multiple mechanism like phenytoin, like sodium channel inactivation, suppression of the repetitive neuronal firing, GABA potentiation by postsynaptic effect, antagonism of certain glutamate receptor, and neuronal hyperpolarization through the potassium channel. Topiramate is indicated as monotherapy as well as supplementing primary anti-epileptic drug in the refractory simple partial seizure, complex partial seizure, and generalized tonic-clonic seizure. These myoclonic seizure they can be also helpful and add-on therapy in the absence seizure. Adverse effect is impairment of the attention, sedation, ataxia, poor memory, weight loss, and etc. Topiramate is also approved in the prophylaxis of the migraine may be used when blocker or other prophylactic are contraindicated or not effective. In this condition, topiramate we can use. Next drug is the zonisamide. That is the mechanism of action is the prolongation of the sodium channel inactivation. So they suppress the repetitive firing in the neuron. Also another mechanism they inhibit the T type of the calcium current into the certain neuron. This drug used in the monotherapy as well as add-on therapy in the refractory partial seizure with or without generalization. Side effect is the dizziness, headache, irritability, anorexia, metabolic acidosis, and renal stone can occur. Important advantage is that no any drug interaction is observed. Next is lacosamide. Lacosamide is recently introduced as an anti-seizure. It is indicated in the adult on the add-on therapy of the partial seizure with or without generalization. Mechanism action of the lacosamide is the sodium channel inactivation and suppressing repetitive firing of the neuron. Adverse effect like ataxia, vertigo, diplopia, tremor, depression, and the cardiac arrhythmia. Next drug is tiagabine. These are the newer anticonvulsant potentiate the GABA mediated neuronal inhibition by blocking the GABA transporter. So basically tiagabine block the GABA transporter 1. So they increase the GABA level in the neural and the glial cell. Currently is approved for the add-on therapy is the partial seizure with or without secondary generalization when other epileptic drug is not helpful. Their side effect is the mild sedation, amnesia, dermatitis, abdominal pain, etc. Then vigabatrin, also called as the gamma vinyl GABA. These are the mechanism of action. They inhibit the GABA transaminase. GABA transaminase role is that degradation of the GABA. So basically, they increase the GABA concentration into the synapse, effective in the refractory epilepsy, especially in the complex partial seizure with or without generalization. Also can be useful in the infantile spasm. It approved only for the adjuvant medication. Monotherapy is not available. Major side effect you have to know about this. This is most commonly asked in your exam. That is the visual field contraction or alternation of the color vision. That is the most important side effect of the vigabatrin. Another side effect like behavior changes, depression, psychosis, they can be their side effect, but important side effect of the vigabatrin is the visual field contraction. Because of this side effect this drug is a reserved drug. Now we discuss about the treatment of epilepsy. Anti-epileptic drug suppress the seizure but does not cure the epilepsy, but may be fade out after the year of successful control. Aim of anti-epileptic drug is to control and totally prevent all seizure activity at the acceptable level of the side effect. We have to rule out the cause and treat the cause of the epilepsy. So before going into the detail of the treatment of epilepsy, we first discuss the general principle of symptomatic treatment with anti-epileptic drug. So first principle is that choice of the drug and dose is according to the type of the seizure and need of individual patient. Nowadays, newer anti-epileptic drugs are preferred because they are less sedating, produce the few side effects, and drug interaction are insignificant. But these newer drug are less well studied. So that is the first principle. Second one, initiate treatment early. Start with the single drug and preferably at the low dose and gradually increase the dose till the full control of the seizure or side effect appears. If full control is not obtained at the maximum tolerated dose of one drug, then substitute the another drug. But when you changing the another drug, first drug is gradually reduced and second drug is gradually increased. Still, second drug regimen is full established. So that is the second principle. Third principle is that use combination only when all reasonable monotherapy fail, because we already know when we combine with the two different group, there is so many drug interaction. So we have to always prefer the monotherapy, but when monotherapy fail, we have to add the two or more drug. So combination drug with the different mechanism of action, such those have a sodium channel inactivation with the increase the GABA, so that is the appropriate for changing. So that is the third principle. Then the fourth principle, when therapy with two drugs fail to achieve adequate control, addition of the third drug generally does not improve the response unless the patient suffer from more than one seizure type. Then next, single tonic-clonic seizure in a subject with no predisposing factor for a development of epilepsy, like history of head injury, family history of epilepsy, neurological abnormality, abnormal EEG, brain scan, may not merit start the anti-epileptic therapy. Okay, so only single, if patient is only single tonic-clonic seizure without any no predisposing factor, then you cannot start the anti-epileptic therapy in the only single episode. Therapeutic regimen should be as simple as possible and seizure diary should be maintained. Then next principle, all drug withdrawal should be gradual except in case of the toxicity. If you sudden stoppage of the therapy without introducing the another effective drug can precipitate status epilepticus. Prolonged therapy is required, maybe lifelong or maybe at least 3 years for the last seizure of the anti-epileptic drug. Stoppage of therapy may be favorable in the some condition, like if patient has a childhood epilepsy, absence of family history, primary generalized tonic-clonic epilepsy, recent onset at the start of the treatment, absence of cerebral disorder, and normal anti-seizure EEG, then you can stop or you can attempt to the stop it of the anti-epileptic drugs. Dose regulation may be facilitated by monitoring of steady state plasma drug level. So in this you have to require the therapeutic drug monitoring. That is the next principle, because compliance is less than inter-individual variation. Okay, and also there is some therapeutic plasma concentration of the many anti-epileptic drugs. So in this you have to require the therapeutic drug monitoring. Then next, when women on the anti-epileptic therapy, anti-epileptic drug should be not be stopped, because high risk of the status epilepticus, chances of the high risk of status epilepticus Fits occur during pregnancy themselves increase the birth defect and may cause the mental retardation to the children or infant because anoxia occurs during the seizure. So you cannot stop even all the anti-epileptic drug produce the fetal malformation because there is a risk benefit ratio. An attempt to reduce the dose of the drug should be take care. It may be advisable to substitute valproate by another drug. Prophylactic folic acid supplement in the second and third trimester along with the vitamin K in the last month of pregnancy is recommended, particularly in women receiving the anti-epileptic drug to minimize the neural tube defect and bleeding disorder respectively in the neonate. So two drugs we are given, folic acid and the vitamin K. And last principle is that a seizure episode does not require any drug treatment during an attack of tonic-clonic seizure. First priority to prevent the injury due to fall or biting. Patient should be put in the prone or lateral position. Head should be turned at patency of the airway ensured. The attack usually passed off in the 2 to 3 minutes, but patient may not roadworthy for a couple of hours. So your primary target to prevent the injury to the patient. So that is the general principle of the anti-epileptic drug therapy. Now we discuss the treatment of the different type of the epilepsy. So first one, febrile convulsion. So febrile means fever, convulsion means epilepsy. So most commonly this thing in the children under the 5 year of age, and when occurs, when the febrile means when the fever occurs. So when any children fever occurs, then convulsion are seen in some of the children, so that is called as a febrile convulsion. So how you precaution to does not rise the temperature whenever fever occurs, then this some children produce the febrile convulsion. So reduce the temperature by using the paracetamol or external cooling. When the episode of the febrile convulsion, you have to use the rectal diazepam. In the recurrent case of the febrile convulsion in the children, intermediate prophylaxis of the diazepam we can use, but in the previously chronic prophylaxis phenobarbital are using, but nowadays is not using because of their poor efficacy and behavioral side effect. Next is that infantile spasm. Therapy of this condition is unsatisfactory with the anti-epileptic drug. So generally these are useless anti-epileptic drug in the infantile spasm. Corticosteroids afford some symptomatic relief but cannot use because of the long-term adverse effect of the corticosteroid. Some clonazepam, valproate, vigabatrin may some symptomatic relief in the infantile spasm. Next is the status epilepticus. So what is status epilepticus? When the seizure activity occurs more than 30 minutes or two or more seizures occur without recovery of the consciousness, this is called as a status epilepticus. Recurrent tonic-clonic convulsion without recovery of the consciousness in between is the emergency. Fits have to be controlled as quickly as possible to prevent the death and permanent brain damage. So your first priority to maintain the airway. Hypoglycemia also produce the status epilepticus, so you have to treat the 20 to 50 ml of the 50% of the dextrose. Then general measure including the maintain airway, oxygenation, fluid and electrolyte balance, blood pressure normal, cardiac rhythm and care of the unconsciousness must be taken. Drug therapy for the status epilepticus, that is the lorazepam, it is effective into the 75 to 90% cases. Then we are using nowadays lorazepam as compared to the diazepam because diazepam have a lower lipid solubility and slower redistribution. Also thrombophlebitis into the vein is more as compared to the lorazepam. So we are prefer the lorazepam, not the diazepam. Second drug we are preferring the diazepam, but already we saw there is some drawback, so generally we prefer. But if the lorazepam is not available, then we can use the diazepam. Then fosphenytoin. So in this, when you use the fosphenytoin, then you, what is your precaution? To ECG monitoring is required, because fosphenytoin produce the cardiac arrhythmia. And if lorazepam does not produce the effect, then you can use the fosphenytoin. And then the phenytoin, but when phenytoin used, when the fosphenytoin is not available because of their vascular complication. And last one is that phenobarbital. When all the drug is fail, then we can use the phenobarbital. That is the last choice of the drug. If does not control refractory cases, then which are the last drug? This is the general anesthesia. You can use the IV midazolam, propofol, thiopentone, with or without curarization and full intensive care. So that is the treatment of the status epilepticus, and this is the emergency condition. So you have to treat like this. Then last one, choice of the anti-epileptic drug of the different type of the epilepsy. So already we discussed the type of the epilepsy in the first lecture. So now first, that is the partial seizure, simple partial seizure and the complex partial seizure with or without generalization. The choice of the drug, that is the carbamazepine, lamotrigine, valproate and oxcarbamazepine. Then second type is generalized tonic-clonic seizure. In this, first line of the drug, that is the valproate, lamotrigine and carbamazepine. Absence seizure, that is the valproate and ethosuximide. Myoclonic seizure, that is the valproate. Atonic seizure, that is the valproate. Next, febrile convulsion, already we discussed, that is the diazepam. And status epilepticus, lorazepam and diazepam. So that is all about the anti-epileptic drug. Hope you like this lecture. Stay home, stay safe. Best of luck. Thank you all of you.